pretty excited to show you all this. Corn. It is the season for fresh corn, whether you roast it, whether you're canning it, freezing it, however. But when you get corn, you take off the husks, then you got all those little silky things. You throw those away, and then you eat your corn, right? Well, here's the thing. You don't have to waste any of this. So you have your corn. You peel off your husks. Except, instead of throwing these away, dry them out. You're probably thinking, why would I dry those out? Well, depending on what part of the country you're in or what food background you may have, these are actually used to make tamales. And tamales are a traditional, one of the Mexican dishes. So I usually don't make tamales till after Thanksgiving. So if you dry them out, then you have your own fresh corn husks. So you'll take your corn husk, you want to of course wash it, make sure there's no dirt or anything on it. You can either dry them in your oven on real low setting, or you can lay them maybe outside if it's not windy or something and dry them out there. But you're just going to dry them and then put them in a Ziploc baggie, and then you can store them. Well, now you've got those little strings, okay? Well, you don't want to throw those away either. And you know, you have the pretty little silky strings from your corn. And they'll be, you know, in a different color depending on the maturity of the corn. But sometimes you get those little baby corns that are attached to it. Well, if you look inside there, it's usually all string. So you can take that string out and put them in a mason jar. So, a couple different things. You're probably thinking, why in the world would I want to save the silk from the corn? Well, corn silk actually has a lot of very beneficial uses. So, you can dry them and keep them, or do what I'm about to do and just put them in a mason jar. So, you have your corn silk. You can put this in a coffee cup or teacup, pour hot water over it, let it steep for a few minutes, and then after that, just strain it out and you drink the corn silk tea. Or you can put them in a mason jar, and yes, they do get everywhere, but you can put them in a mason jar and you can top it with vodka. You are now making a corn silk tincture. Now this one I don't usually measure out, just because the corn silk is so dense, you want to make sure you have plenty in there. So this is going to make a nice big jar of corn silk tincture. Okay, why do you want corn silk tincture? Alright, so I wrote these down just so that I wouldn't forget any for you. But the corn silk that is inside of corn is actually an antioxidant. It's full of calcium, B2, C, K. It's an anti-inflammatory, but it also helps with gout. If you're prone to kidney stones, it helps, you know, with the kidney stones. If you get frequent UTIs, it'll help you with UTIs. Prostate, it's also a diuretic, so it helps release the fluids, you know, when you get the swelling and stuff. I know that there's, like, especially if I'm on my feet all day long or I've had way too much salt, my legs pop up. So you could drink a glass of the corn silk tea. And I said you can dry this, so you can save it for later. You just want to make sure it's fully dry before you put it in like a Ziploc baggie. It helps with blood sugar, so if you suffer from high blood sugar, this will help regulate your blood sugar. Cholesterol, congestive heart failure, high blood pressure, blood clotting because it is a diuretic, and it also helps maintain weight because it's a diuretic. So corn silk has a lot of very beneficial vitamins in it, and you, like I said, you can drink it as a tea or you can make a tincture out of it. I'm going to make a tincture out of this batch. I've already got a bunch dried for teas if I need it, like if you know you feel like you're getting a UTI coming on or anything like that, you can drink like 3 or 4 cups a day or whatever. But I'm going to do a tincture with it as well. So it's the same thing as with the other tinctures. You just want to make sure that you have it in an airtight container. And twice a day, you're going to flip it. But make sure, let's see, I have lost my Sharpie. I have been doing so many tinctures today, it's not funny. Okay, so this one, I'm just going to label it corn silk. And if it helps you, if you're new to doing these, you know, put you like a big label on the side of your jar that might, you know, help you remember like what it's for. Now where you're going, okay, you know, I have a headache, oh, which one do I need? You know, and you can just look at your jars. That would help you on those. So I'm going to do corn silk. I'm going to do today's date. And then 6 weeks from now. But just remember, once a day, kind of mix it around. So that will make a corn silk tincture. So you actually do not have to waste any part of your beautiful corn. Because so many times we throw all these away and everything else. If you're not familiar with tamales, I will do a video on tamales, but it's probably not going to be until late November, early December before I do that. So if you're wanting to learn prior to that, I'm sure there's a lot of amazing, wonderful videos out there of people showing you how to make them, but they're really, really good. So I hope you all enjoyed this video for the no waste corn, and don't forget to hit us up on Instagram, like, share, and subscribe, and we'll catch you all on the next video.